Bam, we're live. Good morning. What a morning. What a morning. Rainy morning. God, I love the rain. Oh, good morning, Joseph Ramirez, Judy. Joseph, Judy. Good to see you guys. Oh, shit. Something's going on Twitter. Corey Leonard, what's up, buddy? Good morning. Pete Sahut. Good morning. I think we have the VP of sales from Wodify coming on this morning. Ben Timm. Sounds like an Asian guy, right? But it's not. Ben Timm. I guess if it was Tam, Asian. Ben Tam.
I think the two M's makes it not Asian, right?
Oh, that makes it like some sort of European.
Yeah, usually when it's like Kim is one M, Kim.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's my perception.
yeah. I'm gonna. Hey, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put in the last name Timm, Timm, and then I'm gonna go to Google Images. Oh, yep, all white guys. Oh, one black guy. I wonder if I put in Tam.
My godfather's name is Timm. He's a black guy.
That's his first name or last name?
First name.
Oh, Tam Images.
There you go, Judy Reed. Lynn was my first name. One N.
Oh, Lyn, Lin. Oh,
Lin.
Isn't that the that's the NBA player that's good, right?
Jeremy Lin, yeah.
Jeremy Lin. Lin Mania.
Linsanity. How about that?
Damn. Damn.
It was close. That was good. That was a good poll. I was surprised you even thought of that.
Damn. Trying to get some masculinity points. Uh-oh. Shit. All right. I think we sent him the wrong link. He's in the wrong studio. I bet we sent you the wrong link. Sorry. Oh, yes. Who the fuck is the guy on the right? That's Caleb.
That's me. I had to shave. I have an interview today. They told me I should be clean shaven, but
oh, they tell you
not that. Somebody that works for the department that I work for in my other job
told you that.
Yeah, I was like, hey, what should I know? And he's like, yeah, go in clean shaven. I was like, ooh, I don't know, dude. I think I'm just
gonna. Hey, maybe if you just talk like this the whole time.
Yeah, maybe.
Like if you have to be clean shaven, if you have to be clean shaven for your job, maybe you just cover your mustache the whole time.
Yeah, that'd probably work okay.
Just got a little like, hey guys, how's it going? Everybody doing okay?
Yeah, exactly.
that makes a great first impression. I mean, I ate a lot of garlic last night.
5 years ago, I could just wear a mask and it would cover everything up.
Right.
I want to call you Tim so bad, but your name is Ben.
Lifelong thing of mine. It's not all of us have really cool last names like Matosay and.
Well, how about this guy? This guy's last name is Beaver.
That's a sweet last name.
That's a crazy last name.
But there's all kinds of cool things that go with that. You've got like, oh, all right, well, we'll just leave the Beaver over here, you know?
Yeah.
I've heard that my whole life.
Right? Same as I've been called. I told my wife. I think my wife thought my name was Timm for the first 6 months she knew me.
Yeah, it's easy, right? I mean, you basically have two first names.
What is that last name? What's the origin of it with two M's? Because with one M, I'm guessing you're Asian, but with two M's, Caleb's telling me that's European.
Yeah, it's I think it's Irish.
Oh,
and it was from something else. Timm's is pretty common if you have an S at the end, and that's a big Irish last name.
All right. Already starting the show off with some deep cultural stuff. That's very important. Right. Yes. Hey, thanks for doing this early. You're in Tennessee?
That's right. Yeah. East Coast Tennessee. So this isn't that bad for me. Got to wake up, have a little coffee, drop the kids off at school, went to little Lowe's, maybe Bed Bath & Beyond. I wasn't sure if we were going to have time.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Oh, did you go to Lowe's?
I did. We had to buy some of those, those black and yellow storage containers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got on that fancy trip with all the Etsy people and the Pinterest where I built the wall of the storage racks. And my wife said,
Oh,
she said, we
shit.
need something for Halloween decorations. Of course we do. Let's go buy more bins.
Yes. Lowe's is it's like Home Depot, right?
Yeah, Lowe's, Home Depot, same.
Yeah. Anytime my T count's low, I just swing by Home Depot. Walk
Walk
down the
down the
power
lumber aisle.
walk down the power tool aisles. If I recognize 4 or 5 of them, I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Do you get a little like Tim Allen in you? You like walk over like, ooh, 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 ooh.
Yes. Yes. I don't know why I love Home Depot so much. I never need anything in there, but I just love it.
It
Speaks to my soul.
Yeah. It's fun just to walk around and be like, oh, look at that. Okay.
I don't need that, but
my
credit card could bring it home.
Could be useful.
That's right.
It could be useful one time.
Well, listen, if you use it once and it was cheaper to buy that tool and do it yourself, it's basically free. I think that's called guy math, right?
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
Hey, everything I buy my kids, I equate to like I do babysitter dollars. So if I'm buying them a squirt guns and I'm like, hey, that's only going to last 1 day, but if they play with it for 4 hours and it costs $40, that's a babysitter at $10 an hour. That's how I think about it.
There you go. I like that.
Checks out.
Yeah, just babysitter math. So if you buy if you buy a movie like on one of these channels and it keeps them busy for 2 hours and it was $19.99, you're like, we're never going to watch it again. But you're like, but that's 2 hours of babysitting.
That's right. I'm gonna have to start thinking about it that way.
Yeah, it makes it easier to spend money.
I don't know if I need help with that.
How many kids do you have?
Got 2 kids. Yep. Got my son is 10, and my daughter is she's about to turn 8 in like 20 days.
Oh, so we're on the same. I have 2 8-year-olds and one that just turned 11, and the twins are about to turn 9. So we're in the same boat.
Yeah. It's a really fun age right now because like you can talk to them like they're human beings, right? And yep, there's one of my sons. That's my son right there at our jiu-jitsu school, and there's my daughter. Yep. They're savage little jiu-jitsu rock stars. And but yeah, they're a lot of fun. The only downside is they're at that point now, like I said, you can talk to them like they're human beings, like they're people. But at the same time, they talk back.
Yes.
Like you're a human being, right?
Yes.
And you're like, no. I don't think you understand the hierarchy of how this all works out.
I was doing something yesterday on my computer and my kid walks up and bumps my arm and my mouse drugs something off the screen or something. I go, hey dude. I go, what if I was a heart surgeon and I had been working on someone and you bumped my elbow and I killed him? He goes, you're not a heart surgeon. I'm just like,
well,
I'm like, all right, you
all
talk
right,
now.
shit,
yeah, you got some shit to say now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, awesome. That's pretty cool. You own that jiu-jitsu studio?
Yeah. So we it's funny. I owned a big CrossFit gym in San Diego. We opened in 2015, so it was CrossFit Double Barrel, and then we were NC Fit licensed location. So we were NC Fit San Marcos, working with Jason Khalipa and that team. So big space, little 10,000 square feet. We were running 4 different floors. Had like 14 staff members, 4 full-time staff members. We had that. We got through COVID, and then I sold it in 22. We had already moved to Tennessee, and it was an interesting turn of events. I get to have some cool stories. My wife's work, she works in software as well in public safety. We had to go to Australia for a year. So I got to test, hey, how good of a business can I build? Because I need to leave the country for a year.
Yep.
And our CrossFit gym grew. We went from I think at that point, 185 members to 220, 230 or something like that while I was gone. I was like, well,
is this in 2022? You're saying to 2023?
No, we lived in Australia in 18 to 19.
Okay. So just prior to COVID. Okay.
Yeah, prior to COVID. So I was like, okay, well, hey, the business can grow while I'm not around. And then we were actually looking to move to Tennessee before COVID happened, my mom and her husband had retired from Detroit, where I'm from, moved down, and I was like, hey, we should move here. It'd be great to be near grandparents, and this would be awesome. And then COVID happened, and the gym, like, basically, I was like, hey, we got to stay here and figure this out for a minute. So we hung out until December of 2022, got the gym going back again. And then once we got past pre-COVID numbers, it was like, all right, we got to get out of this. Because I was flying back and forth like every other 6 weeks or something, and it was a lot.
And then how did you end up with the jiu-jitsu gym?
It wasn't an intentional process. My son came home from school one day, it was like 4 years ago, and he was like, I want to do karate. And I was like, we're not doing karate. Like, if you're going to do a martial art, well, and let me pause that story. I was in the Marine Corps, as it's titled here. I was in the Marine Corps for 10 years, and I taught Marine Corps combatives.
Okay. Oh,
right?
Did you know Dave taught combatives? That was Dave's thing too. Dave Castro's thing. He taught combatives. That's okay.
Yep. So slightly different style of combatives, but very similar. And we, in the Marine Corps, it's Marine Corps martial arts program. We use a lot of jiu-jitsu moves, and I loved it. I loved doing it. I loved teaching it. I did a lot with like our unit's physical education and training and stuff. So I was really into it. My unit's actually who sent me to my level 1. So that was really cool.
That's cool.
That was in.
Did you do it at Camp Pendleton?
No, I did it at where was I? Was at in San Diego. I was USC.
Oh, okay.
USSD.
Yeah. What was the really tall guy taught the class there?
Yeah.
Stefan Rocher.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Yep.
So it was cool. I got to meet Glassman there. Nicole was there. Really cool opportunity to do that.
Was Andy Stumpf there? I went to a couple
so.
that Andy Stumpf was there too, and Greg was there. That was a great place to do the level 1. That was awesome.
It was awesome because they had that huge facility, that like giant CrossFit space that they were using.
Yeah, and then a lot of it was in like their basketball gymnasium too, right?
Yeah,
yep, I remember that. Yeah, that was cool.
So when I got out of the Marine Corps, I stopped doing combatives. It just was one of those, like, I don't do this anymore, and I kind of stopped. We opened a CrossFit gym. I knew that jiu-jitsu was a thing, but I wasn't ever doing it because I was focused on CrossFit and weightlifting, business. Full cycle, come back. We're in Tennessee. I'm at a jiu-jitsu. I take my son to jiu-jitsu. He likes it. I love it. I'm so excited. I come home, I look at my wife, and I'm like, why did I ever stop doing this? I love trying to hurt people. And we start going. The school that I was at had gone through some drama that, gyms that we work with and stuff, they all deal with it. And there were some drama things that happened, and the membership kind of started tapering off. And I basically
outbreak of lice or sex.
No,
those are the two.
there was some members that were not good people that were around, and that infected the kind of community. And then our former owner, who's our head professor now, he had a lot of things personally going on, so it just wasn't a focus. And for me, where we live in the middle of nowhere. So like Knoxville, Chattanooga, we're in the middle, and we're actually outside of that, in the middle of nowhere. So I'm on 30 acres, no neighbors. Got good standoff distance. I can see 500 yards around me, so don't try and sneak up. But I could see that the gym was starting to kind of go downhill. Like, we showed up to a class, there's like 6 of us. Normally there's 25 people. And I was just like, hey man, I've done this before. If you're interested, like, I will buy this from you and I will take on the ownership. Let's grow this school back up. Because if it closed, the next nearest gym's 35 miles away. And I was like, I don't have the time or day to drive 35 miles away. Yeah. So that's Athens. That's our school right there, Athens Jiu-Jitsu. And you can see, I mean,
it's a one road town, kind of.
Yeah.
You have one big thoroughfare and that's it. Okay. Oh, so it is a small town.
Yeah. It's middle of nowhere. Like we have a lot of like Mennonites, so it's pretty common to see horse and buggy going down the road.
That's cool.
Do any of them practice jiu-jitsu?
You know, I've tried to convince one or two of them when I see them at the store here and there. I'll be like, "You guys, you ever want to come check out some jujitsu?" And they're like, "We have a lot of work to do." I was like, "I get that."
We're gonna go raise a barn right now.
Yeah. They're like, "Yeah, you're busy trying to like fake hurt people, and we're over here, tilling the soil." So, but my wife and I decided, like, hey, let's do this. So we bought the school in January of this year. It's cool. We went from like 20 members when we took it over. I think we're back over 120 now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big school. Joe Westerland saying, what year did you do your L1? I may have been there.
I was at, I think it was 2011.
Okay. Do you remember, Joe?
Doesn't ring a bell off the top of my head.
All right.
He used to own CrossFit Omaha.
Okay.
Nothing that matters. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, I appreciate, now I know.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, that's crazy cool. You bought your jiu-jitsu gym, and I totally understand the fact of your motivation to buy it, because we spend a lot of time at the Jiu-Jitsu Academy too.
Yeah.
And if it went away, it would be like losing like a bedroom in my home.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like those instructors are everything to me. That gym is like, I mean, we go there 10 times a week. I mean, we're there, and it's close. It's like 4 miles away. And if it was far, we used to have one that I had to drive. It was an hour. It was a half hour there and an hour back because of traffic. And it was 3 days a week, and that sucked.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been great. I mean, it's cool because, I've been in the like CrossFit, like what I refer to like SMB, small to medium fitness business, right? I've been in that space since 2015. And I always came into it like, I love fitness. I've been doing, I've been working out literally, I think I picked up a dumbbell and when I was like 14 years old, and I just never figured out how to put it down. And
YMCA?
No, I wish.
That's where I feel like all of us start. Like in my neighborhood, we all start at the YMCA. We would all go there as kids.
I never actually even stepped foot into a YMCA until we signed our kids up for summer camp here in Tennessee. And
they're cool. At least when I was a kid, they were cool.
It's my wife and I go there. They have a little functional fitness at our local one. They have a little functional fitness. So we go there, do some workouts. And then we, if my favorite thing to do, I do a lot of walking, right? That's my cardio is walking. We go get on the treadmill and we just stand next to each other and walk and just chit chat. And it's just super fun. We don't have 2 treadmills at home, so we go to the Y to do that if it's cold or raining or something. Otherwise, we walk our driveway, which is a half mile long, and it's got a big hill, and it gets a little like 3 laps up and down is 45 minutes.
Hey, what was that? Are you born and raised in California?
No, I'm originally from Detroit.
Oh, that's right. Okay, you said that.
Yeah.
That's so interesting that you went from San Diego, big metropolis, to 30 acres. That's pretty cool. I envy that. That's a great life. How is that taking care of 30 acres? I mean, you have to be you sweat every day just working the property, right?
It's not an everyday thing. So we've got a lot of hay fields, and I can tell you, I know exactly how many hours I have spent sitting on it. We have a tractor. I can tell you exactly how many hours in the last 4 years I have sat on that tractor mowing 30 acres of hay.
Yeah.
And the way I look at it, put your ear pods in and, maybe have a beverage sitting there and, just go up and down and make lines in grass. It's super fun.
Did the house come with the tractor?
No, for how much tractors cost, you would think they would.
Yeah, I would think you buy 30 acres and it's got a tractor sitting on it that doesn't work, and they're like, you get that.
Yeah, right. You got to figure out what you're going to do with it. There you go. Yeah, that's there's my wife driving the tractor. Or no, that's me. Yeah, the day we got it. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I joke about it like, we cut the grass around our house. It's about 2 acres that we cut around, and it's a 6-foot wide mower deck. And they're like, how long does that take? I was like, it takes about an hour.
Did you ever think you'd be driving a tractor? Did you ever drive a tractor as a kid, or you just?
I occasionally had been on one. Like, I grew up, Detroit area, and then like Pontiac, and then we moved out kind of to the middle of nowhere and got an opportunity to live more of a farm life in my like high school years. Not my family exactly, but like my sister worked on a farm, so I got to go help over there, and we had family and friends that had farms, so I'd go hang out with them. It's pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. Like when you like, hey, I've got all this property, and you're like, yes. And then you get a tractor and you're like, I am the coolest man in the world.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, there's a stump over there. Watch this. I'm going to knock it over with my tractor. Like, oh, there's something heavy. Let me go flip it with my tractor. Right.
Just you don't like that tree, honey? I'll go remove it for you.
That's right. I'm just going to push it over with my tractor.
And your kids are your kids run free on the 30 acres?
Yeah, that was actually, one of the reasons that we were looking where we lived in San Marcos. We lived in this 3rd-story condo, and the complex that we lived in, this big condo complex, it had a park in the middle, like a kid's playground, and it was super fun. They removed it and put a dog park in.
Oh boy.
And nice. I was like, there's nowhere, like if we wanted our kids to be able to, like we couldn't just let them go outside because it's, you know, it's crazy. There's hundreds of thousands of people around. It's all concrete. It's all roads. And the rule of thumb now is as long as you can see the house, I don't care.
Oh, that's cool.
Right. My son,
that's a good life as a kid.
We've got go-karts and mini bikes and side-by-sides, and they run it. Like my son loves, he's like, hey, can I go drive the Ranger? I'm like, yeah, man, go ahead. And he just like putts around the house and the backfield and up and down. I mean, he loves it. My daughter loves it. I love it. It's great. Like we sit on our porch and just look out. And I mean, I will, there's nothing for a half mile in front of us basically. And we live on top of a hill. So you can just see this beautiful landscape. And it's just, I mean, sunrise is beautiful. Sunset is beautiful. It's quiet. It's dark. We can see the stars. Huge fan.
What a robust life. What a cool life for your kids, going from the 3rd story of a condo to 30 acres. And this is totally underrated, but I drove a lot as a kid. My dad was an immigrant, and they have different rules. And so since I was 5 till I could drive, I would sit in his lap and drive. Right.
Yeah.
Or if we had a van and I would sit next to him, and he would even sleep, and I would drive like long trips to LA, like in the 8th grade. I was just thinking about all the practice your kids getting just driving on the property.
Yeah.
Like that's an enormous skill to have as a kid. Cause to this day, driving is just like so easy and automatic for me. It's just like,
yeah,
I've never been in a car accident, knock on wood. And I've driven back and forth. Yeah. That is so cool. I would love for my kids to be able to drive every day already in a place like that.
Yeah. It was funny. So that's Lincoln, my son. And his responsibility is to take the garbage cans to the end of the driveway where they get picked up, and then he brings them back up. He comes to me the other day and he's like, did you know that you can use the mirrors on the side-by-side to back up? And I was like, yeah, but that's what they're there for. He's like, so much easier. And I was
I mean, that shit's amazing. That is oh yeah. Those are the moments you live for. Like he got something. That is so awesome.
Yeah, it's
hey, and that's one of the things that makes me an amazing driver. I spend so much time looking in the mirrors. I'm always in the rearview mirror and the side mirrors. It's like I'm just like this when I drive.
I think that's actually what they teach you to do.
Yeah, but I'm guessing it's a scary thing for someone who's never driven, and then they're 16 and they go to driver's ed and they're just glued to the front, and they're probably afraid to, you know what I mean? But when you're a kid and you're already doing it, you're just always using those things.
I don't know about you. I remember going through driver's ed, right? And they're like, all right, check your mirror. And it was like,
I remember those kids. Yeah.
It's good to be able to learn how to disconnect what your head's doing and what your body's doing.
Ben, the only thing I remember from driver's ed is they spent 1 week was like drug awareness week. And I just remember the cop bringing all the drugs in. Like, hey, this is heroin. This is, you know what I mean? Like they brought in like all the contraband, and that's the only thing I remember.
They did that during driver's ed.
Yeah, and I remember going, holy shit, I'm in the same room as heroin. And it probably wasn't even heroin. It probably was just
wasn't the last time.
Yeah. Sevon uses the mirrors because it's hard to see over the wheel. Yeah.
Whatever. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know why we got to go negative with all that. You know.
Yeah, just they love it. They love abusing me. Corey Leonard, my wife gets nervous when I drive her car because I never look in the backup camera. Oh, I don't use that either. Car has mirrors. I use mirrors. I lower the windows so I can hear in case I run over someone's dog.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Backup camera is a lifesaver.
All the time. Especially like the new ones that's got like the here's how far, here's where your wheels are gonna be, right?
You guys are big men. I respect the fact that you want to use the backup.
It's hard to like turn around.
I can actually turn around in my seat.
My neck doesn't do that anymore, dude.
I've got my neck barely moves. Unfortunately, I had to have some fake discs put in my neck a couple years ago.
Oh god!
And so it's like, that's as far as it gets.
That's crazy. What are they made of?
Titanium.
Is when you say discs, like actual vertebrae, or like the discs that go in between the vertebrae?
Yeah. So there's a scar right here. You can barely see it now, but they cut open the front of your neck and they strap your shoulders down and all this stuff, and then they just pull it out and they put that thing in, and then they're like, "Hey, you can't lift a gallon of milk for more than 2 months."
Oh. And did whatever discomfort you have go away? Was it successful? I
had shoulder surgery. I was warming up in 2020. I was still competing in weightlifting, and I hurt my left shoulder. I had surgery, and I started to have some pain in my left arm, and it felt like I had like a ulnar nerve pain, and I couldn't figure it out. And like 2 years go by, and we had got back from, it was the CrossFit Games. We're at the CrossFit Games in 2022. I am miserable in pain. I mean, I'm walking around the vendor booth like, who's got something? Where's the CBD guy? Where's the balm guy? Where's the tendon units guy? I was like, hook me up because I'm miserable right now. The Games is over. We drive to Milwaukee to fly home, and I'm in so much pain that I couldn't even, I walked up to the bar and I was like, what can you pour me? He's like, I got a full bar. What do you want? I was like, no. How much? He's like, I'm only allowed to pour a triple. I was like, I'll take 2. Let's go. Just trying to dull the pain, because nerve pain, there's nothing you can do about it. It's just, it's this it's like your bones are on fire. And I got home, and that morning, so that was Sunday. We came home. I got home Sunday night. Monday morning, I was on the floor of our bedroom crying because my whole arm was liquid acid, and I didn't know what to do. I was lucky. My stepfather was able to take me to orthopedic surgeon that day. And they were like, there's nothing wrong with your arm. It's your neck. And 6 weeks later, I had a disc replaced with titanium, and then they shaved down. I had 2 ruptured discs, and they shaved them down and replaced the one. And I woke up from surgery, obviously a little loopy, feeling pretty good. I think 3 days later, I went back to work. I was like, wow, I feel fine. The pain was gone. I still had a lot of discomfort because they really jack up your esophagus and stuff like that. But I felt great. And I mean, my doctor, I had surgery September 21st. And then on November 5th, I went to my doctor for my follow-up. He's like, hey, you're clear to start doing light activities. And I went to jiu-jitsu that night.
Wow.
It was light.
Yeah, right.
Just don't get me in a rear naked choke, please.
Yeah.
Ben and I have similar necks. Oh,
there you go. No neck. It's actually a benefit for jiu-jitsu because I don't have a neck, right? It's really hard to choke me because it's shorter now, and it's really hard to get your arm in there to try and choke me out.
Makes sense.
Well, I'm glad that worked. That's I felt that in my spine before, where it feels like it's actually on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
what
a crazy.
What do you do to make it better?
Mine wasn't so bad, but I would just notice that sometimes after I worked out, I'd be like, oh shit, my spine actually it actually feels like I'm burning, like someone has a cigarette lighter on my back. I don't know. It just went away. I don't know. I didn't do anything. I don't know what I did. I started using the girls' weights and then divided it by 2.
I mean, I hear that's a solid process.
And I'm not even joking. I'm like, okay, I'm done.
That's the thing is we get older, you start like looking at the weights and you're like, yeah, I'm okay. I'll do the scaled version today.
Yeah.
You know, I'm good with that. Maybe not quite the scaled version. Like 24-inch box jumps, 18 is fine.
Yeah. This Chad workout's coming up, and I was just telling Caleb, I'm like, yeah, if I do 1,000 step-ups, my hip will start clicking.
Yeah.
I'm good. 500, I'm good. No vest. I'm good.
Yeah. Just do like some stairs, like go to the beach and walk up and down the stairs much times. It'll be the same thing.
Hey, you know what's crazy though? On that note, my buddy Andrew Hiller and Dave Castro are in Korea right now, and Andrew's been texting me being like, "Hey, dude, there's no fat people here.
Yeah,
there's none." He said 0, and he's been taking footage of me of the city and sending us clips, and it's like it's crazy. And he said basically all they do is eat beef and pork all day.
Yeah,
it's wild.
Wow.
I mean, it's crazy. You know, you go to those places and what do they eat? They eat a ton of, I mean, meats. They eat, rice and noodles and vegetables. And that's just like a consistent thing for them. And very, very low obesity rate. And he showed this plate of just beef with a raw egg cracked on it and noodles. He's like, "Hey, dude, this is it." There you go. I would eat that.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Right?
Did you ever were you ever stationed over there in Japan or Korea?
I got to spend a little bit of time in Japan. I had been in Afghanistan too long, and they're like, "Hey, we're going to send you to Japan for a minute." And I was like, "Okay." So I spent like 30 days there, and then I went back to Afghanistan.
Sick. Love that.
And then I was on a ship in 2006, and we got to go to Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, got to go to Hawaii and Guam, and I got to go to Bangladesh for some like military aid stuff. So got to see that part of the world. Got to go to Djibouti, which is it's maybe the worst country in the entire world. Not
is that the capital of Ethiopia? Is that what that is?
Djibouti is a country.
Oh, it is the Horn of Africa, isn't it?
It's the Horn of Africa. Oh. It's super small, and there's like no natural resources. There's no natural anything. It's just rock.
Wow.
And you're like, well, what's going on here? And they're like, nothing. Nothing's good. Yeah. Yeah. It's a itty bitty. It's like one of the smallest countries, I think, in the world. You can see, I mean, it's itty bitty.
Yeah, that's tiny.
Yeah, it's smaller than that other one, Eritrea. That's crazy. I thought it was the capital of like Ethiopia or something.
No. But got to see some of those. Got to go to Dubai, Abu Dhabi, some cool places like that. It's cool to go see some of those other countries and how they operate things, and it's just fun to submerge yourself into other cultures sometimes and just kind of see how they do things.
Why did you enter the Marine Corps?
I went to school. I got out of college and I went to school for a while, focused on like mechanical engineering, and was really happy, and was a whitewater raft guide in the summer times. And then one day a buddy of mine who I went to high school with had joined the Marines, and he came back, and and I was kind of just really just messing around. I wasn't doing anything specific, not going anywhere, working a couple part-time jobs, probably drinking too much. And he looked at me and he's like, "Hey man," he's like, "I think you should join the Marine Corps." I was like, "Why would I do that?" He's like, "Because you're basically a Marine. You just don't have the title." And I was like, "All right, that's a pretty solid sales pitch right there. I think you got me." And I walked in and I was like, okay, it took me maybe a couple weeks to make sure that I could pass certain tests to get in. Had to clean out the body a little bit. And then signed up and went to boot camp and was like, okay, cool, here we go. And I did, 10 years of that, and it was great. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like, I got to do some really cool things. Like, I got to go to some super cool schools, like SEER School, Survive, Evade, Resist, Escape, up in Portland, Maine. Some of the best training that you'll ever receive. I'm not sure you could pay me enough to go back.
Hard.
I lost like 15 pounds in 2 weeks, and put it this way, when you get done with that school, you go back to the classroom and you literally have class time where they're deprogramming you from the experience.
Oh, wow.
People leave the school with like, traumatic experiences, and it's hard for them. So you have to deprogram. And I totally, oh man, so I made the worst mistake ever. I leave this school. I've got like a week off, and they're like, hey, you can go home for the week before you go to this next school. I was like, sweet. I go home, I go on a date. We come back to my house. We're going to watch a movie. And I put in the movie V for Vendetta. And when Natalie Portman gets captured and they like take her through that is like what I went through, straight up, like totally got me. The girl I was like on the date with is like, are you okay? I was like, I'm not okay. Like freaked out a little bit. And it was a rough date. I'll just say that.
Is she your wife now?
No. It didn't work out. She saw me freak out. She's like, I don't want nothing to do with this crazy guy.
10 years, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And then was it a hard decision leaving, not going the full 20?
No, like it wasn't a hard decision. I definitely, during my time in, I did quite a few deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan, and you get to a point. I flew in helicopters. So this picture right here, that's a CH-53 Echo. Yeah. So I was a helicopter door gunner, load master, flight engineer, all that stuff. Yeah, there you go.
Shit.
Yeah, those are 100-foot long helicopters.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you stood in the door with a gun?
Yeah, in the door, the window, or the tail. So like you see the ramp on the back there.
Yeah.
There's normally a big tail gun, a GAU-21, which is the fastest shooting 50 caliber machine gun. It's an open bolt machine gun, about 12 to 1,700 rounds a minute.
Wow.
So I would fly on the ramp there with like just a belt, like a cargo strap tied to the inside of the cabin, and the helicopter's just banking, and you're just sitting there like, this is great, having fun.
You didn't get motion sickness or anything? You were made for that?
Pretty much made for that. It doesn't bother me to do those things and like flip upside down and all that stuff. There's a whole school that you go through when you're going to do this job. You go down to Pensacola, Florida, where the Blue Angels train.
Yeah.
And they have it's called Aircrew Candidate School. And they put you through, it's basically a month-long physical training and tests to make sure that you go into a hypoxia chamber where they start to suck out the air, and they have you do things like play patty cake, and you have to do like tic-tac-toe, and you get to a point where your brain stops working. Apparently, I don't need a lot of oxygen in my brain to function. So like, hey, this guy's great. Right? And you do a lot of like you see like they do the helo dunker where they drop you in the water, and you've got to do a lot of swim tests and jumps and all that stuff. Tread water for this long, swim a mile without touching anything in full gear, all that stuff. And once you get through that, hey, you're qualified now to even go try to do this job. And then there's you go through mechanic school in the Marine Corps. Everybody that flies on helicopters is also a mechanic. So you have to learn how to fix the helicopters. Oof. And then you go to flight school where you learn how to fly in the helicopters and do all the things that the crew chiefs have to do.
What's the primary job you had? If you're the guy, are those helicopters for transporting guys? Like, are you dropping guys off in really dangerous areas?
Yeah. So
and picking guys up.
Yeah. So it's a cargo helicopter. So CH cargo helicopter. It's a 3-engine, 100-foot long. It'll carry max. Well, I can tell you this. Normally, you're loaded out to carry 24 to 30 people with seats down the side. You can put center row seats in to go up to 54, and you can do about 110 people standing.
And were you ever in situations where you had to move shitloads of people like that?
Yeah. Yeah. So when you're in Iraq,
God, that's so hairball.
Yeah, you do a ton of like raids, infiltrations, extracts, casevacs, all kinds of stuff like that.
You ever been in any helicopter accidents?
Had a couple tight ones. There you go. That's what it looks like.
Shit.
It looks like a lot of guys that hate their lives.
Yeah. Well, we tell people, and this is the worst, because these guys don't normally fly in helicopters, right? And you're up there yanking and banking, and you tell them before they get on, like, hey man, rule 1, do not puke on my helicopter. If you have to vomit, you pull your shirt down and you vomit in here, and that's it.
And that happens
all the time. All the time. It's warm. It's loud. I think it's on inside. It's an average of 137 decibels on the inside of that.
Was that like a rock concert?
I think.
I'll look it up. It's fine.
Yeah, I think it's more. I think a rock concert's like 110 or 120 or 130. I don't know. But
like,
what is it?
Jet aircraft during takeoff, obviously, or a firearm gunshot at close range.
Oh, so it's that.
Yeah.
All the time.
Ear ringing shit.
Yeah, unfortunately, so I actually wear hearing aids because it's ruined my hearing.
Did you have even when you were probably wearing earplugs?
Double ear pro, yeah. So you wear double ear pro. You put like foams, or we have inserts that are, I don't remember what they're called, but you like it's a foam insert that's molded for your ear that's got the headset in it, and then you wear a helmet over that's got more ear pro. And I did 3,700 hours of flight time.
Oh my goodness!
And because of that, like when I did my hearing test, because I knew that my hearing was bad for a long time. I think me and my wife talked about this in like 2017, and it was like, I know it sucks. And then finally I was like, I got to do something about this. I can't hear my daughter talking to me if she's in the backseat of the car. And I was like, all right, I've got to do something. So I went to the hearing test finally, and they're like, it's like here, like good, dead. And it's just this whole second range of your normal hearing that's just gone.
And you got like an old school hearing aid, like the one like in the second grade my teacher had. Like now, like my dad has one, like you don't even see it. It's just tiny. Oh, I guess yours is tiny too. That's just the battery in the back or something.
Yeah, the battery in the back. It goes in. You can't, like most people don't even recognize. The cool thing is it's Bluetooth. And if I'm sitting there, I can listen to music. I listen to the sports, like I don't know if my wife is watching this. Yesterday morning, like I was totally listening to a podcast, and we were just talking in the kitchen, but I'm just listening to a podcast at the same time. And
that's awesome.
Like AirPods, like really nice AirPods.
It's really, really good AirPods. And you can do things like you can change depending on like what situation you're in. Like if I'm in a lecture hall, I can pick the program to be lecture hall, and it will like change the way the audio works so I can hear better in that situation.
If you're talking about my future here. Hey, so have you been in a helicopter accident?
So a couple, like I've never rolled a helicopter over. I've had a lot of hard landings, had some catastrophic failures that we were able to safely get to the ground. I had a few scenarios where like we had a lot of like we took a lot of fire, RPGs and small arms fire and stuff like that. And sometimes you don't know, sometimes you know. Like I remember once I came home, I was in Afghanistan. I get back, it's like 11 in the morning. I'm like, all right, cool guys, I'm out. I'll see you in a couple hours. And I go back to our tent and I go to sleep. I wake up and come in, and my buddy looks at me, and my buddy Schultz, he's like, hey man, were you on fucking 2-3 last night? And I was like, yeah, I was on 2-3. And he's like, dude, he's like, they're taking the ramp off right now. There's like 30 rounds in the ramp. And he's like, where were you? I was like, in the ramp. Just never knew.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Well, it's so loud. You can't normally hear some of that stuff. I mean, there's tons of times where you're just sitting there and all of a sudden like a piece of electronics equipment over by your head like explodes, and you look at it and like, what was that? And you're like, oh, I think somebody's shooting at us. Hey, sir, we should go right. You know.
Wow. Is the ramp like, is there armor on the ramp or like in the body, or is it pretty thin skin helicopter?
So there is a set, it's called BPS, ballistic plate system. So you lay, it's like 3/8 thick steel on the floor. The ramp is they only cover the area that the tail gunner sits.
So just like the size of your body is covered in that steel.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, what a life. So after 10 years of that, you're like, I'm good. I lived.
I'm good. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not gonna push my luck.
Yep. I was like, hey man. And the big thing was most of the guys that I know, the guys that were senior to me, the guys that had been doing it longer than me, not a lot of people do 3,500 hours without a major incident. And I was like, yeah, I think it's good. I think it's time to hang up the old helmet. You know, let's and doing so many deployments, it was like, all right, I'm good.
There's a guy we have on the show pretty frequently named Dale Saran, and he was a helicopter pilot in the military. Yeah, and he had 5 crashes. So like you said, like hard landings where the helicopter never takes off again and shit like that. And he was the pilot. And it sounds, especially if you're the gunner, like at that point when you know shit's going sideways, you have no control over it.
Yeah. Well,
like your heartbeat must just skyrocket. You must be like, oh fuck, is this the one?
I can tell you on more than one occasion, I have been in the situation like, hey, like,
you're like, dear God, I'm so sorry for
you like pull
that 20 out of my mom's
like, I'm gonna smoke this right now. I don't care. The big difference, so like pilots are sitting in a crash attenuating seat, so it's got like dampeners and they've got a harness and all this. If you're in the back, you're in a cargo container basically with a 2-inch cargo strap that's 10 feet long from you to the floor. So if something happens, you're just in there, just, you know,
ragdolled against
bouncing around.
Yeah. So it's a little different for pilots and crew chiefs. You know, if you know that something bad is going to happen, the pilots will normally call back, hey, strap in. The seats on the side where the people would sit, those are crash attenuating. Not as good as the pilots, but still better than nothing.
I don't believe there's anything crash attenuating helicopter.
That's just a legal term they use. They're like, yeah, this will help.
Just trying to make it a little bit better.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, crazy experiences. And how do you so you own the CrossFit gym, big one in San Diego, kind of like the mecca of CrossFit for years and years and years. I remember Dave toured 100 gyms within short driving distance of his house.
Yeah, we had Dave on a regular basis would come
into the gym.
Yeah.
And then now you own a jiu-jitsu studio. How did you end up hooking up with Wodify?
Oh man. So when we were in Australia, I signed up for a company. It was a small startup software company called UpLaunch. They were a gym CRM. They did text messaging and email to help with like getting people in the door. I was a client. It was phenomenal. I loved it. And then they were hiring. So I reached out. I was like, hey, I'm interested. I put in my application, and it was an application to work on their customer success team, helping people, answering support tickets and stuff. And we're in Australia. I go through the whole interview process. I'm supposed to do my final interview with a buddy of mine, Mike. And he didn't realize I was in Australia at the time. So he's like, hey, I stayed up till like 3 o'clock in the morning. And if Mike, if you're watching this, I love you. I am sorry. I always tell this story about him. He didn't know that it was like 3 a.m. in the morning for me. And he's like, hey, can we push it back like 2 hours? And I'm like, yeah, no problem. Just full transparency here, Mike. I am in Australia right now. It's 3 a.m. I've kind of waited up all night to have this conversation. I really want this opportunity, but he's like, oh, I'm sorry. Let me fix some stuff up. So he brings me in, and then he tells me, he's like, all right, cool. I'll let you know. We're flying back to the US, and I get the email at the airport. Hey, we went with somebody else.
Oh,
and I was like, and I'm like, I've never been the guy that didn't get the job.
Right.
Right. And I was crushed, and I was just like, oh, like, give me a drink. Like, this is all right. And about 2 months go by, and they reach back out, and they're like, hey, we're looking for somebody to come in and do sales. I was like, okay, I can do that. I was super lucky. One of the founders of the company, Jake Johnson, was also a Marine. So we went through it. He was like, yeah, this will be good. I came in, and because I was a gym owner, I was using the software. I had a lot of success, and it was working great. I loved the company. I loved what we were doing. We were helping CrossFit gym owners be more successful. I cannot think of a better job, really, at all. And so I was super excited. We were super happy. That company got acquired by the company that owns Zen Planner, another member management software, in 2020, right before COVID.
I never hear about Zen Planner anymore. Are they still around?
They are still around.
Okay, I never hear about them.
They are.
So they get acquired, and I start at Zen Planner, doing what I love, but much bigger. We went from a team of like 12 to 800. right?
Wow. Oh,
Big,
that company's that big. Oh, I didn't realize that.
not Zen Planter themselves, but the company that owns. They're in a lot of different places. They
Okay.
do stuff for YMCA's, JCC's, big box gyms. So got there and just kind of worked my way up through. Have always tried to do the best. Like when it comes to software and when it comes to the companies that help facilities, CrossFit gyms, jiu-jitsu gyms, and everything in between, there's always going to be like, oh no, we can do that for you, right? The idea of how do you really put yourself in the shoes of that business owner, and I tell the teams that I work with here at Wodify, like, and we're lucky, we have a ton, and I know we've had a bunch of people on your podcast who are gym owners or who have been gym owners, who are coaches. Everybody's got a lot of experience in the space, but it's a big deal for me to remember, like, hey, when that thing stops working, this gym owner, this is how he puts food on the table for his children, and it's a big deal. So we have to, like, we are providing support to the people that are trying to deliver health and wellness to the world and are the small business owners here in the United States, North America, and abroad. And in my opinion, small business owners are the backbone of America, right?
And hopefully they'll continue to be.
100%. So it's very, very important to deliver this, like, when you understand and can fully grasp what a big deal it is to provide services for these businesses that are doing these things, when you can put those two things together, it makes a huge difference in how they're operating and growing and providing for their family and stuff. So I worked there. I worked on that team and, led some teams for till earlier this year. In March of 2025, I was like, hey, I think this has been fun, but I think it's time for us to go our separate ways. I went to another company for a minute that sells really, really cool strength equipment, like Smart Strength, AI powered. It's called eGym. If you're go to a bro gym, find a gym that uses eGym equipment. It's the coolest stuff I've ever seen. Super, super high end, really, really cool equipment. Automatically adjusts to your body and your weight. So when you sit down, you scan your wearable and it will like automatically set the weights for you.
Oh, that's interesting.
You don't have to put plates on or anything like that. It's really, really cool. So I worked there for a little while, and then I've known so I used Wodify at my CrossFit gym when we opened, and I got a chance to meet Meet and Brendan and John and a lot of the team members. Eric Allen,
Amit's the founder, right? He's the guy who wrote the original. Okay.
Yep. And then like their old COO, who was Eric Allen, he was a Marine too, so we connected and had a good time. And then Brendan, who's our current CEO, he had reached out and he was and we were talking about some things, and I'm always happy to share advice and just like, yeah, here's what I would work on, and there was an opportunity to come in and I was like, yeah, let's do this. So I came in and it's been possible. Like so I just passed my 90 days at Wodify, and really cool, great culture, great company. I think I'm somebody who's used the product for over a decade, basically. And there were hard times, right? There were times that there was things that weren't working and stuff like that. It's the future. I mean, like the stuff they're building is so cool and the culture is so great. And we sat down yesterday and the head of HR is like, hey, it's been 90 days. We love you. We think you're doing great, but we want to give you the opportunity. If you don't think we're the right fit, this is a time that you can walk away and, it's okay. And I looked at her and I got emotional because I was so happy to be part of such a great team doing such amazing work that I can look at in the back end and see the numbers. Like the average CrossFit gym that uses Wodify makes $4,000 a month more than a gym that doesn't. Wow. Right? Because they've just built all the little things they need to do to help gym owners be successful. And you've got a team, we've got less than 100 team members. More than 50% of us are CrossFitters are doing fitness things on a regular basis. One of the managers that I work with, her brother owns a CrossFit gym in right out in New Jersey. We've got a member of our sales team who owns a CrossFit / jiu-jitsu school. Like we have another person whose mom owns a CrossFit gym. So this is like something that it's not just the industry we work in, it's part of who we are.
And since you're a user, you're able to see like all the places where it's like, okay, this isn't smooth for me, or this is really smooth for me. If someone's like, hey, we need to change this, be like, no, don't change that.
No. Yeah, exactly. Like, and there are lots of ideas that come out like, hey, we could do this. And you're like, all right, well, let's put our gym owner hat on and think about this. Like, what problem does that solve for me? What does that do? How does that make my life easier? How does that make me more money? And it's like, well, it doesn't really fit in any of those things. Well, it's maybe not something we want to do.
Is there an arching philosophy for things like that? Like I don't own a gym, but all the things, the most valuable thing to me and probably most people is time. And so like if you don't want to get software that's going to create more work for you, but that seems cool, right? So you're looking for stuff that's like, okay, how can my billing be taken care of for me automatically? Or how can, reminders or
programming,
mass emails or
communication, check-ins, door access. I mean, there's 100 different things that it can do. I think the thing that if I had any recommendation, it would be think about it like Savon, like you just said, time, because we see a lot of people that will reach out and they're like, hey, I'm going to cancel, or I'm thinking about this, but I'm also looking at this other software and they're half your price. Okay. If you were the gym owner and a member came to you, hey, I think I'm going to switch to the gym down the road because they're half the price.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how would you'd be like, well, I mean, we're way better. Like, look at, they don't have this stuff. We do this stuff. They, and all these different things. You've got to look at it as like, it's not why would I go through the hassle of changing platforms or switching platforms and learning this new platform to save $20? Like that, at the end of the day, you're like, cool. Even if it was, we'll call it $100. I saved $100 every month on this. So I saved $1,200 over the course of the year, but I have a platform that doesn't serve all the things I do. So now I spend twice as much time managing my business. Right. And not to the point we're not working on it. We're working in it because I have to do all these little things every day. So I've spent an additional 10 hours a month. So I'm 120 hours into this. So your time's worth $10. I mean,
hey, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. I calculate everything like that. Like if I'm like, hey, we go to the beach, 5 days a week in the summer, and it takes a half hour to drive there and a half hour to drive back, and then a half hour to clean out the car. Whereas if we live by the beach closer and we walk there, I would get all that time back. That's, what I mean? That's out 90 minutes every single day times 200 days. And all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, I'm spending 2 weeks a year out of my life driving 4 miles to the beach. Like maybe I should sell my house and move closer so I can get that 2 weeks back. Yeah. I think of everything like that.
Yeah. So that's the cool thing. I mean, yeah.
And the clients, I guess it's also the thing that I remember Sousa's really embraced Wodify. And my big question to him always was, how are your clients liking it?
Mm-hmm.
That's important too, right? And he says they love it.
Yeah. I think it's you like making sure that you're not all of your clients, all your members, they're not going to use everything, right? Like some people, it's a bigger deal. Some people, it's not a big deal. We have people who come in and be like, hey, do you want to track? You're like, go log your score. You're like, I don't care. Okay. But for the people who do, there it is, right? Hey, what's my back squat percentage that I need to do? There it is right there. It's all built out for me. And it makes it easier for the gym owner and the member because it's all in one platform.
How many clients should someone have before they do that? Let's say I just have a little park business and I only have 5 clients a week. Do I get Wodify? Like, is there a certain number where it's like, hey, you need Wodify?
I mean, 5 would probably, you could. It would depend on what you're charging for that. Like, you got to look at it as like, hey, what's my cost of goods? Like, what does it cost me to run this business versus what I make? If I've got 10 people and they're only giving me $25, you're like, all right, cool. I make $250 a month and I want to buy the $300 Wodify package that includes the website and all that stuff. Well, that might not make sense, right? I would probably say once you get past 25, like, or you have an actual facility, right? Because some facilities don't open with all the members. And I would recommend, you know, if you're thinking about that, like, there's lots of great information out there on how to like do pre-sales and to market and to get your, like when we opened our gym, we had 65 members day one because we had done a lot of marketing and we had done
pre-sales. This is the one in San Diego.
Yeah, my one in San Diego.
Wow.
Yeah. It was, you know, good timing, great area. As you know, like San Diego's kind of the mecca. That was just 2015, big time in CrossFit. We intentionally, like when I decided to open a gym, I'm the nerd. Like I got into the fitness business. I love fitness, but I wanted to learn business. So I like switched my majors. I had spent 4 years in college for mechanical engineering, aeronautical engineering, electrical engineering. I switched my major to business so I could learn how to run a business. Like all of the books that I have up here, they're all business related books because I want to learn, hey, how do I run a successful business? I can make somebody stronger. That's not a problem, right? But I want to learn, how do I provide for my family with this stuff? So I did a whole SWOT analysis. I drew the entire San Diego map. I pinpointed, here's all the current locations that I have CrossFit gyms. Let's look at average household income. Let's look at traffic. Let's look at, you know, the different demographics. What age groups do we want to focus on? So I spent a lot of time building all that out. And then that led us to pick San Marcos. There was an opportunity there. And I was like, sweet. And that worked out. You know, we were able to have a more premium facility, more premium membership. I had a great staff. And that allowed us to be very successful. If you're in your garage and you got 10 people coming in, if your goal is to get to this point where it's like, hey, I'm going to put food on my table with this business, you've got to look around and be like, do I live in a town that can support that? Right? Like our town, we have about 10,000 people in our town, about 50,000 people in our county. Like we're never going to see, like our jiu-jitsu school is never going to have 500 members because we're not in San Francisco, New York, LA, or something like that. Right.
120. How many coaches do you have?
I think we're at 14. We have 9 black belts. And then we have 4 brown belts that teach. And then myself and another purple. I'm a 4-stripe purple belt. And then we have another purple belt.
You have 9 black belts.
Yeah.
But like the academy my kids go to, it only has 25 members. I mean, they're all kids.
Yeah.
But that's it. Just 25 members. 120s, but like that seems like a lot to me.
So if you don't mind, I mean, like, what's the kid membership where your kids go?
Like how much is it a month?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I just gave my credit card. I'll ask my wife. How much is BJ per kid per month? And their model is basically, they have a jiu-jitsu class and then they teach striking and kicking. So like you can like add on to that.
Yeah.
I was there before, so they grandfathered me in on that. And then basically it's the class that you can go to as many classes as you want, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then, and that's it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But sort of the part where I'm being a little disingenuous, a lot of the stuff is built around my kids.
Mm-hmm. And
so like my kids do a Saturday class. My kids do morning classes that other kids aren't necessarily invited to. So there's like, it's a little, but for, if you go there and start, the program is 4 days a week and there's classes available from 3:30 to 6:30.
There you go.
Yeah. And it's a small room in like a mom and pop Globo gym. So imagine like a strip mall that's been turned into a Globo gym.
Yeah.
There's all these weird different shape rooms and shit. And there's this one little room that's the jiu-jitsu room.
So that's great. They don't have to worry about like the other amenities. They don't have to worry about like bathrooms.
No, the gym takes care of their billing and all that shit too. Yeah.
So they can, and you live in a pretty densely populated area, right?
Kind of. I'm outside. My county has like 250,000 people. I'm really close to a really densely populated area, but I'm separated by this like 17-mile windy road. So I'm in this little isolated town. But I mean, like we don't have an Apple store, but like I think there's a Costco here and like an REI that's like half stock full of shit, and you know what I mean. It's like that. Like
we have an Apple store. You're in a
we don't have an Apple store. We have a roller rink, you know, that's like 200 years old.
It's even better if you have a Rolex dealer there. Then it's like
I don't have that.
No. He's like, no, but there is a Bugatti dealership, right?
Yeah, right.
But you know, it's like the store that sells motocross bikes also sells chainsaws. It's like you know what I mean. It's
small engine.
So that way, you know, you can take your chainsaw somewhere.
Yeah,
that's right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but he has an electric one. He doesn't need that shit.
There you go. I mean, that's fancy.
Careful, Caleb. Like, that was a shot. He's making fun of me because of my electrical shit.
Our average household income in my county is like, I think it's like $40,000. So if you come where I live,
if you make under 120,000, you're poor in my town. Like you're fucked.
So that when you start looking at the difference in what people charge, right?
Yeah.
I know that there are schools in Knoxville, Chattanooga, Nashville. There are schools in Nashville that charge $230 a month for kids, right?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I was gonna say I think it's $200 a month per kid.
Yeah, ours is 75.
Okay,
right?
Okay.
So you have to look at like as much as back to the conversation of what point should you sign up for this? Well, that there's a lot of factors that go into that and what you can build and what can be sustainable. If you live in a 10,000 person town, you're never going to have the 400 members with all the, you know, extra money here and there. So you got to be a little more specific on what you're doing. But
my wife just said it's $260 a month for all three. Shit, I didn't even know that. Yeah, that's not bad at all. But we've also been there 5 years. I don't know if that's still their current rate. That's probably more. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, those things vary depending on where you live. So there's a lot of things that go into what time should I sign up for this? My recommendation is normally around the 20 member mark. Hey, I got 20 people. Yeah.
Hey, you know what's crazy? I just signed my kid up for 2 jiu-jitsu tournaments in November. And it's basically $200 per kid per tournament to do gi and no gi. And so I was just like, and then one of the places we're gonna have to stay the night, but that's $1,200 for like just like three 3-minute matches for kids. Like, what the fuck is going on? This is a fucking racket. Yeah,
it's nuts how much some of this stuff costs.
Money,
and when you,
tournaments are crazy.
And so like think about CrossFit competitions in like 2018, right? It was. You know, there's lots of companies out there that were running annual, you know, 3-4 times a year CrossFit competitions. Hey, 4-person teams, $85 a person, right? 1 day of work and, you know, some other time pre-planning. The martial arts, the jiu-jitsu competitions are just that with jiu-jitsu now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. It is a bit of a racket, I will say.
And some of the kids at my academy who travel the country and the world to fight, they're fighting the same 10 kids.
Mm-hmm.
So like the kids in LA are flying to Florida just to fight each other and then flying to Japan and then flying to Europe. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? They're like, you just have it all in one place every weekend.
It's crazy to see because jiu-jitsu, because you can start so young and become so proficient by the time you're 18. There's an athlete who I first noticed a couple years ago. Her name's Helena Carver. Her family moved from, I think, New York to Austin to support her jiu-jitsu career. And so her whole family moved across the country so she could train with John Danaher and I can never remember his name.
That's hardcore.
Right?
Oh, Gordon Ryan.
Yeah. So her whole family moved to support her in that. And you hear stories, and I think it's so different today than it was when we were growing up. When I was in San Diego in August, and a buddy of mine, my friend who I went to boot camp with, was telling me they have a family that has gone to 9 different high schools in the last 3 years, trying to get his son to be the starting quarterback somewhere so he could get into college as a D1 like quarterback.
Wow.
Maybe your kid just sucks. you ever thought of that? Maybe your kid's just a really trash quarterback, okay?
He's like 5'6", 140 pounds.
No chance, dude. You're fucked. Oh my God, that's so bad.
So, but parents do that stuff now. They're like, hey, I think there's a lot of people that want to live vicariously through their kids. So they're like, hey, you know, I'm going to spend $50,000 a year on travel ball, personal training, throwing, you know, I've got a pitching coach, I've got an outfielding coach, I've got a batting coach, I've got all these different, because I think my kid's going to be the next Derek Jeter, right? Yeah. And you're like, I don't think people realize, like, if you really want your kid to be a professional athlete, get them into golf, right?
Oh yeah, someone actually told me that. They're like, hey, if you want your kid to get a scholarship, get him into golf. What was another one they were telling me? They were telling me the sports like ice skating or some shit. I was like, oh wow.
I think.
Hey, do colleges have jiu-jitsu?
It's becoming a thing. It's actually getting bigger and bigger. And I want to say I think the NCAA just recognized women's wrestling as a specific. So before, if you're a female and you were wrestling, you wrestled boys, because it wasn't two programs. It was one program. They just separated them, I believe. So now the women's wrestling is a recognized sport by the NCAA. But I think that jiu-jitsu, grappling, as a kind of more grappling, not necessarily jiu-jitsu, is becoming bigger in college. And I mean, you see now, like, you've got at UFC, they've got their UFC BJJ. You know, it's becoming more and more and more a bigger mainstream thing. So I think you'll continue to see jiu-jitsu grow for probably the next 5-6 years, and it'll get a tipping point. Hey, this is kind of what is sustainable and how popular it gets. Yeah.
What do you think happens I thought after COVID, and I live in a bubble and in an echo chamber, but I thought after COVID people would be like, holy shit, I'm taking crazy personal responsibility and accountability for my health. Like, there was this stat that, like, I don't know, it's some crazy stat that 90% of the people who died had four more comorbidities. So I thought, oh shit. So pretty much you become bulletproof if you exercise and just eat meat and drink water, and like people are going to start doing that. And instead, it felt like there wasn't that explosion. It seemed like there was almost even more of a split. The diehard people became more diehard, and the people who weren't training got even more like cloistered and scared. I think, and it didn't help that not a single not one person. I mean, my YouTube channel was taken down for a week because we said here the best thing you can do for your health for any disease is to eat right and exercise, and that was against WHO guidelines to say that. So YouTube pulled us down for a week, and it didn't help that no one was. I mean, like, I thought they should during the lockdown they should have bought everyone a Echo bike, right, in the country with all the money they were spending. Fuck it, just start giving away Echo bikes.
Yeah. It would have made me happy. Echo bikes would be a lot cheaper to own.
Yeah. What do you think's going to happen to this boutique? I don't know if that's the right word. Feel free to change the word. But are there just as many gyms as there were during COVID? They're just not CrossFit gyms, or like what's going to happen in this space? What do you think's going to happen?
I think as much as COVID was. It culled the herd a little bit about the facilities. In 2015,
meaning a lot of businesses couldn't, like,
they didn't make it.
Yeah. I mean, some crazy shit happened in California. Like, I saw some stat like 400,000 mom and pop, not gyms, but businesses in California closed down. I'm like, holy 100%. Shit. Yeah.
I mean, it was at one point, because, in California, we were in San Diego, like, we had these crazy rules. Hey, you can work out inside, but you've got to have social distancing. And like, we had taped squares out and all the stuff, and everything got cleaned every day and all this, walking around with UV lights and bleach and everything we could, drinking it, doing the weird stuff. And then then they made us go outside. At one point we had a 28 squat racks. It was 100-foot long rogue rig that we bolted to the concrete outside, and we put one of those giant tents, like a like a wedding outside kind of tent, right? We put one of those giant tents over the whole structure. We put mats out. We had audio, video, speakers, lights, all this stuff. We did that for 6 months.
Wow.
Just trying to survive, right?
Wow. Yeah.
And it was hard. But the businesses that were open, that were kind of getting by, hey, I'm doing this. There's no reason for me to really push myself to be better. I don't need to, this is a second hobby for me. It's a hobby facility, whatever. Those places closed, or it forced them to get better. Okay. So, you see a lot more people now. If you go back, I remember in 2018, I had a conversation when we started doing NC Fit programming, and another gym owner asked me, he's like, you don't do your own programming? Like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, how long do you spend programming? Like, I'm just going to throw this out there. The guys that work for NC Fit, Mayhem, those guys, they're better than I am. Like, it's not my area of expertise. I can program, but they're better than I am. And for 100,
Darren Hunsucker programmed with Rich Froning since Rich Froning started CrossFit. Right. And he's the one that runs the programming there for their affiliates. Yeah, it's crazy. And my buddy Taylor Self, like every time I'm with him, all he's doing is researching and programming. Like they just live for that shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And if that's your thing, great. But it made it so my point was, like, in 2018, I think only like 10% of affiliates had somebody else do programming for them. I think it's closer to like 75% now.
Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty, like, there are like 20, 30 main programmers out there. Some of the ones, like we talked about, Mayhem, NC Fit, Hard Work Pays Off, Proven. Like, there's a bunch of other ones out there, very high level stuff, very good stuff. A lot of different tiers that fall into that. Here's your competitor track, your general pop track. Here's your beginner track. Here's your yoga track, all those different things. But COVID really made us, as an industry, kind of refine and like, hey, we got to really look at this. What are we doing? How are we operating? What are we spending our money on? What are we doing to help ourselves grow and actually run a business as opposed to the hobby thing? And I think what we'll see in the next 5 to 10 years, the number of people that have gym memberships hasn't really changed. What's really changed is where that is split out. Gen Z is, I think, from some of the research I was seeing earlier this year, Gen Z is the fastest growing demographic in fitness right now.
And how old are those people? Gen Z?
Younger, way younger than I. They're like 20 to 30. They're way younger than I am.
Okay. Well, Caleb, how old are those people? Okay. So that you're saying that in a positive way, like 28. That. Okay. Yeah. So that's a positive I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but it's good. But it's good for the movement to hear that.
Yeah. So I think you're going to see there's this group of like 30
trend.
Yeah, trend. Yeah.
Not trend, but trend. Although this generation probably is using more trend than any generation.
There's probably more people using trend now than ever before. A lot more bigger people. I think that demographic, like 30 to 50, is the area that we don't like. What we had pre-COVID is about what we've got now, and who drops off comes back in, it's about the same. But when we see this, like you said, 13 to 28, that age range, that's the big grower. Those are the ones that, they don't do the same things that we do. They don't sit around and watch TV, and they how many, like, what was the thing I was saying? Like, nobody invests in tobacco anymore because nobody smokes. Because the Gen Zers realize, like, we've been shoving that smoking's bad for you down your throat for however long. And we finally got to the point where we overcame the, when I grew up, like, it wasn't a big deal to see a mom driving down the road in the car, the station wagon with 6 kids smoking a cigarette. Nobody judged that person. Now you see somebody smoking, you're like, oh my God. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Even if it doesn't bother you, people are like, fuck that guy.
Yeah. Right.
Like, yeah.
Fuck dirty smokers. Hey,
and there's this crazy, we saw it in CrossFit. Definitely you saw it. Like, people got all this fitness, and then all of these, and then they wanted to use that fitness they got in CrossFit. So they started doing Spartan race, they started doing Olympic lifting, and we saw all of these things grow around us and kind of, I don't mean this in a bad way, but siphon off some of our people, right? You know what I mean? And even High Rocks is basically, hey, they just made a CrossFit workout and turned it into like an event, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And then same with jiu-jitsu now. I think that's the thing with jiu-jitsu. Like CrossFit's a gateway drug to all sorts of other shit.
Well, think how many people do you know now that were big CrossFitters that are doing jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, so many.
So many, right?
I would have never been introduced to jiu-jitsu if I didn't do CrossFit. I would have never been introduced to fighters and that whole scene, any of that stuff.
So we found the thing where, hey, this made us stronger and healthier, in better shape. And it was like, cool, what do I do with it?
Right.
And like you said, we get into those other modalities where, hey, yeah, I'm doing High Rocks races, and I started in CrossFit and I really like this thing, so I got into tries, or I did this and I really got into ultra marathons, or I did this and I really got into jiu-jitsu. And the best thing is if you were a CrossFitter and you did CrossFit for 2+ years, you've got a set amount of strength that you've built up that when you go to jiu-jitsu, everybody else is like, what the hell is that, man?
Yeah.
Why are you so strong? I'm like, I'm sorry that I'm in shape and you're not. I don't know what to tell you.
Did you see that video did you see that video someone made on Dallin Pepper recently?
No.
With the cheerleading thing? Basically, Dallin's a 3-time CrossFit Games kids champion, taken second place at the games. These professional cheerleaders are like, hey, come train with us for a day. And the shit that he was doing within an hour was just flipping girls up in the air, throwing them around. It's crazy. How many views does that video have now? That thing's skyrocketing. Yeah, look at Dallin. Just
wow.
Yeah, it's like nothing for him to, can put 400 pounds over his head. So flicking this 110-pound girl around is nothing.
Right. When you build that base level of strength, everything else in the world becomes easy.
So when Starbucks exploded, there was a point where I don't remember what year it was, but they shut down a third of their businesses. They grew too fast. So like my town, Benicia, California at the time had 26,000 people, and we had like four Starbucks, and then 3 of them ended up shutting down. You think that that's basically just the cycle that kind of we're in, that CrossFit specifically is in, that it just exploded? And then now it's kind of going through just some idiots are saying it's dying. It's clearly not dying, but it's a sort of just a recalibration. Like the stock market, there's a bubble and it just exploded. Now it's like, okay, it is what it is.
And I'm just guessing numbers, right? This is total anecdotal information. If you look at 2019, there's 14,000 CrossFit affiliates. And there was, let's say every affiliate had 100 people, just as an average, right?
Right.
So you've got 140,000 people who are doing CrossFit on a weekly basis. I think you've still probably got 150,000, 140,000 people that are still doing CrossFit. I think that the number of affiliates and businesses that support that has downsized. So those businesses are now being more successful, right? So you've removed the number of locations, but the population density of those locations, the number of members they've had has gone up, because now they figured out like, hey, I can't get away with a really shitty garage door, no air conditioning, everything's dusty and smelly and I don't mop. You can't get away with that anymore. People want a higher level experience. I'm the nerd who gets into like aroma marketing and stuff. Like we used to burn when you walked into our facility, it smelled like vanilla because of how that triggers your mind to think about places. So you've got facility, like when we sold our gym, we had towels. Everybody got a towel. You walked in, we had a branded towel that you could pick up. We had certain towels for cleaning. Everything got cleaned every day. We had a floor scrubber. Like everything was as good as we could make it. And we were always looking for, what can I do to make this better? And I think that not everybody in the pre-COVID era was doing that. And now that's more of the mentality of like, hey, if I'm going to run this, I want to run it right and I'm going to run it good.
Cleanliness is so important. I still, the thing that Glassman said in the beginning is still a huge like metric for me for anywhere I go. It's bathrooms. I judge everywhere by the bathroom. And like, I'll go places like, I'll go into businesses at least, I would say, once a month, especially with 3 little kids. And because I know they have a clean bathroom, and I'll buy something just because I want to support the business. and so my kids could use the bathroom. Yeah, I'll get a cup of coffee I don't even want to drink. I'll be like, a decaf. Yeah. But they got a clean bathroom. Hey, I hear about these. That was a cool metric you gave out, just like thinking like, hey, at one time it was 20% of the gyms were using outside programming, and now it might be as high as 75%. Do you know any common denominators between these mega gyms that we hear about that are so successful, like Daniel Chafee's gym, CrossFit Reykjavik, these gyms that are claiming to have like 400, 800 members? Any thoughts on what makes those places so great?
They're
just lucky, right?
No. I think one of I heard this metric a long time ago, and JP,
the brick guy, the guy, yeah.
So JP said this once. He had who owned Mean Streets in LA?
Ronnie Teasdale.
Ronnie Teasdale. So Ronnie Teasdale walks into his, and this is a story that JP's telling. Ronnie Teasdale walks in. He's got a class running with 70 people at Brick LA. Got 70 people in there, and they're doing air squats. And Ronnie Teasdale says, none of those people are doing a right air squat, doing a perfect air squat. And JP's point was, it's a sliding scale. On this side, I can teach 10 people how to do a perfect air squat. On this side, I can get 100 people to move their body. What is going to be more important? What's going to have a bigger impact? So I think when we see these really big facilities, they are focused on the person and getting them going, and not that's the perfect power clean. That's the perfect this. It's all about how do we make those people feel, and how do we manage that customer experience? How many times have you gone somewhere and you try to drop into a facility and you fill out the, hey, I want to drop in, or hey, contact me, and you never hear from them? Happens to me all the time. I joke about it. Because I travel, when I travel, I drop into jiu-jitsu schools and some CrossFit gyms, but mostly jiu-jitsu schools. And I will fill out the form. I'll see, here are the 4 schools that I can go to with the class times that work for my day. I fill out a form. Hey, I'm interested in coming in. I'll pay for the drop-in, the mat fee, whatever. And then a week later, I'll get an email or a phone call. Hey, saw you were interested. I was like, dude, I was in your town a week ago. It took you a week to get back to me.
Wow.
So I think the really successful facilities that have 3, 4, 5, 800, 1,200 members, they're really focused on all those little touch points. They create a really good customer journey. Hey, when they fill out a form, somebody calls them. They're on the phone. When they come in, they really walk them through. They make them feel part of the facility and the membership base before they're even a member. They make sure that they explain to them, here's how we do things. Like we have we talk to our members. Here's why we don't walk on the mats with our shoes. Here's why we wear shoes in the bathroom. Here's why we wash our gi. Here's why we take showers. Here's why we clip our nails. So we want to inform them and walk them through that customer experience. And when you do that, that really helps to build that culture so everybody's on the same page.
That's what I heard you talking about. Build a culture that's a good culture. And you know, another thing I talk about on the show all the time, if you want to make more money, you have to work harder than you're being paid for. So if you work at 7-Eleven and you get paid $7 an hour and you want to get paid $9 an hour, you have to show up to 7-Eleven 10 minutes early so your manager sees that. He has to see you when you walk in, pick up cigarette butts that someone threw on the ground. You're not being paid for that. You're not on the clock yet. And then you get the raise. It doesn't go the fucking other way around. And so you're saying the same thing. You have to treat them they haven't given you any money yet, but you already have to treat them like they're your highest paying customer.
Yep.
And then that's when they're going to want to part with their money. Fluffy Duck giving out awards. The 2 greatest bathrooms of all time in the CrossFit space are CrossFit Chalk and Certus CrossFit. Look you even remember.
I have been to CrossFit Chalk a few times, and I will tell you that their bathrooms are phenomenal.
Wow. Testing right there.
Everything's clean in Newport Beach.
I mean, it's Newport Beach.
Yeah.
Right? You ever drive around there and you're just like, man, like what a terrible place to live. Like it's
I
beautiful.
love Newport. Yeah, I love Newport.
Yeah.
One of our biggest sponsors, BiomaxPeptides.com, they have some beach homes there, and a couple times a year we'll go there, and man, just hang out in your shorts all day for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So building a culture, and just to tie it back to Wodify, so that not only do they help build the streamlinedness of the culture, but they give ideally they would give the owners more time to build culture because they're spending less time doing mundane shit.
I mean, we actually have an entire team. We have what's called the business success team. So when you're a member, when you're signed up with Wodify, you go through your onboarding. We walk you through it. We build out your platform. We build out, here's what your class. We do all that for you, so you don't have to. And then once you're using the system, we get you set up with our business success team, and they will work with you. Like, what is your member? Hey, let's turn these automations on. So when somebody reaches out, it sends them a text message. You get notified. Let's make sure that we're measuring what's the average time it takes to convert a new lead, somebody who said, I'm interested in coming in, to a member. So we can work towards the numbers. You can't, and I steal a lot of stuff. Jason Kalipa said this in a video. He did a tour of NC Fit 2016, I think. And it's probably before that. And he said, you cannot manage what you do not measure. So we want to make sure that everybody has the measurements of what all these different stats are, so they can do things to improve those, to build that culture and that consistency across all of your members. When you get in with that business success team, they're going to look at everything and just be like, hey, and offer advice. Here's what we see the best facilities doing. We recommend you do this too.
Look, because you have their metrics too, so you can track that.
Yeah. So we can see, an example would be I say this to websites, right? People are always like, hey, what do I do about a website? You need to have a really good website. You don't have to spend every day. You don't have to write a blog post every day. You don't have to do some of that stuff that we talked about back in like 2016 about, but you got to have a good website, and you got to make it really easy for somebody who's never been to a website like yours to understand. Don't use slang. Don't talk. If you use WOD in the top fold of your website, people are, I don't even know what that is.
Right.
But if you talk about our workouts, people know what workouts are. When you make it really, when you have a good website, there is a statistical difference. And I don't know the number off the top of my head, but I do know that we were just looking at this. Somebody who has, so we at Wodify, we build websites, not trying to plug Wodify websites team. They're phenomenal. But if you have a Wodify website versus a Wix or Squarespace website that you put together on your own, yeah, you spent $20 a month to have this website. If you don't have a background in being a website designer or a website developer, you shouldn't be doing that.
You might be pushing people away instead of attracting them.
100%. Whereas we can actually look at it and say, here are all of the gyms that have a Wodify website, and here are all the gyms that don't. And we can see that gyms with a higher Wodify, thank you so much, Christina
Sweeney, best gym ever. We still miss Double Barrel. Sorry to derail you. What a nice compliment.
Thank you so much, Christina. They were her and her husband, great members of our facility.
Christina, he has no idea who you are. He doesn't even remember.
I 100% know who she is. I will say that there are definitely some members that we had, because when we got closer to that like 250, 300 member mark, that like Dunbar's number takes effect, and you just be like, somebody walked by like, who the hell is that, right? Yeah. But Christina was she OG, right? She was with us for a long time.
So the experience at Wodify, hugely important in all aspects.
Yes. Go ahead.
What's the biggest mistake? I know it's anecdotal, but obviously you've seen a lot of gyms and their numbers. What's the biggest mistake a gym makes, or mistakes?
I would say the first mistake is when you don't pick up your phone. So Great example. We have a jiu-jitsu school, and when somebody calls that number, it rings my cell phone, and either myself or my wife, we do everything in our power to pick that phone up. You'd be amazed at how many people reach out, how many gyms have people reaching out to them, and they just do a bad job following up with them. There's a study, I think, by
my jiu-jitsu studio does. Not only is there not a phone, but people have offered to pay for my kids' jiu-jitsu school for me, and they couldn't get a hold of the fucking people to pay it.
That's what I'm talking about.
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy.
That's pretty bad.
So I would say not picking up the phone, not getting back to the people who say they're interested, and then not, if I had to pick another one, not everybody comes in because they want to be a games athlete.
Okay.
Like,
so modulate, you have to figure out what people want.
Yeah. Program to your demographic, right? If you live in a town or an area that's got, more middle age, if your median membership age is 42, like I wouldn't ever throw, like rope climbs, right? I know that rope climbs are really cool, and it's really cool that I can get to the top and all that. I have yet to find in my life experience. I've never climbed up a rope. I've climbed down a rope, right? But if I'm in a burning building, I'm not climbing higher. I'm going down. But rope climbs, there's so many injuries that happen from rope climbs, and people, everybody gets the rope burn on their shin and stuff like that. If you program rope climbs more than once, if you program it at all, like I'm not a fan, because it's not doing something to help them. If anything, how many people that can't climb a rope are now dissuaded because they're like, I'm just never going to get good at this. So,
along that line, I'll take it back to the jiu-jitsu. An interesting thing is my kids went to a really good jiu-jitsu academy for the first 2 years, and then, or maybe even 3 years. And then, but for the last year, I was being loyal to the gym, but I didn't see my kids growing. And I saw kids, I didn't want it to be like Taekwondo, to where like you went to 20 classes and you got a stripe. I wanted my kids to like, hey, you had to beat that kid up you had to earn your shit.
Yeah.
And so then now we switched to a different one, and we've been there for 3 years, and that's how that one works. And I think on one level, maybe it hurts them from getting clients. But on the other hand, we go to tournaments and my kids just win all the golds.
There you go.
And so it's like, I guess, once again, it's like knowing your demographic, right? Like, because a lot of parents are just you probably know this from having little kids. If you take your little kids to ballet, gymnastics, soccer, jiu-jitsu, and they're 4 years old, all the classes look the same.
Yep.
They eat those yellow goldfish. They have that fucking tent that they go underneath. You're like, wait a second, soccer doesn't look different than fucking jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
And so I didn't like that, because I played with my kids. Yeah. And like, I wasn't taking somewhere for them to play. I was taking them somewhere for like skill acquisition. And I guess sort of you're saying that about CrossFit, like, hey, is your demographic for people who want to get fit, or is it for people who want to do like hardcore skill acquisition, and maybe that needs like a separate area or a separate class?
Yeah, different modality. Hey, with the programming now, I don't have to write 2 programs. I use NC Fit. They've got their comp. Hey, they do this and that. The other thing I would say for a CrossFit gym, one of the biggest killers for culture is not making your competitive athletes be part of your regular class schedule.
Like, just tell them, hey, they can't come into it?
No, I think like...
Or sorry, say that again.
So what we had set up was we had a comp programming that you could do, but the comp programming started with the regular scheduled class programming. You would come and do the regular class.
Okay.
And then you went and did your comp stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
When you say, hey, they're over there because they're better than you. How does
but they're also a part of that community.
And then the other people can kind of aspire too if they want to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you see them come into the class and you see what they can do with the programming that everybody else is doing, and then you give them another goal to attain later on down the road. Yeah, I like that a lot.
So you're giving them something to progress towards, and like, hey, here's what's possible. And so I think that should be part of any kind of competition. If you're a games athlete, you're probably doing your own thing and you're off on over here. But like those competition teams that have got those younger people, the 8-pack abs and all that stuff that are like, hey, how many ring muscle ups can I do in a row? Make them be part of your community. Don't segregate them over there to do whatever it is that they want to do because they're better than everybody else.
Jethro, I drive 50 minutes each way. That's 3 miles where he lives. In New York. I drive 50 minutes each way for my son's dance 4 times a week because they're the best. Yeah. We have a huge gymnastics studio in Santa Cruz, but I take my kids to Monterey 2 times a week. It's 45 minutes each way because it's a fucking way better studio.
Yeah. Yeah. And that gets back to that, like what we were talking about, that sliding scale. Like the school that you're at now for your kids, you're seeing that progression, but it's a smaller school.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Versus here's the bigger school that's, hey,
And it is bigger. The one that they started at's way bigger, way
right?
bigger. Yeah,
So
way bigger.
they're just the opposite sides of that spectrum. And I think that all of the people that are those business owners need to figure out, you need to kind of put your line in the sand. Here's where I'm going to be.
And you know what's interesting, Ben, too, when you say that? The guy who owns the big one is a black belt Brazilian world champion in 3 different weight classes, and he's 55 years old, and his gym's been there 30 years.
Yeah.
Whereas the one that I go to is young kids who are just completely obsessed with jiu-jitsu, and they're, you know what I mean? They're in a different place in their life.
Yep. Yeah. So, but that's that identity, right? Who am I serving?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy stuff, man. And and the third thing I would throw out, if I was really going to like, what's my advice for gym owners? Doesn't matter what modality, if it's CrossFit, high rocks, jiu-jitsu, taekwondo, Pilates, yoga, whatever. Never I tell this to anybody that I work with at any company I've ever been at, you have to be a professional. And what I mean by that is professionals never stop improving. They never stop learning. Read books, go to seminars, do whatever it is that you can to be like, if you're an NFL football player, you're a professional football player. They are Tom Brady, great example, right? Not the most athletic, not the best, not anything like that, was always working to be better, watching film of himself, doing every single thing he could to be a better quarterback. Same thing, that was his profession, a quarterback. If you own a gym, your profession is a gym owner. You need to continuously do things to be better. Read books about, I tell everybody, read How to Win Friends and Influence People, Culture Code. Read the books that are going to help you establish who you are and to grow your brand and business and be that professional. Don't just be like, yeah, we're all going to show up. Hey, 3, 2, 1, go. I'm going to jump in with the class and work out with them. I'm not actually coaching. I took my L1 and I stopped learning. Always strive to be better. 1% every day. There you go. Dale Carnegie.
Yeah, that's interesting. These are all the books that Sousa reads too.
Minus the Alex Hormozy stuff.
Another great skill just to throw in there too is listening. And it's horrible when you're talking to someone and you realize they're not listening.
Yeah.
Then it's almost like I'm not upset at them, but I'm just like, oh shit, I wasted my time.
Yeah. Like they're just waiting to respond to whatever. They're just waiting to tell their story, or they're waiting. Like it's just talk about themselves.
Like if you're at Starbucks, the thing is, or any coffee shop, and you give an order. Like yesterday, I went to a hamburger place. Kid was so fucking nice, sweetest kid ever, really sweet to my kids. But the order was wrong, and because he wasn't listening. And that's that's your one job.
Yeah.
Like
how many different ways does your name get written on the cup?
Because I'm in California, I'm Esteban a lot instead of Seban. Esteban. Yeah. The Mexicans here, the Latinos here, Esteban when I say Seban. I'm cool with it. I answer to Esteban. Say it again?
Ben. Real easy. Yeah. Well, I did learn. So in Tennessee, if I say that my name is Ben, they're like, did you say Den? But if I say Bien, they all know who I am.
Oh, wow. Nice. That was solid.
A little bit of an accent on it.
Wow.
When I go through the Chick-fil-A drive-through, my wife hears me all the time on the phone. She'll be like, and they're like, what's the name for the order? Is it Bien? And they'll be like, okay. And then no problem. But if I say, yeah, my name's Ben, then I see like Den or 10 or all kinds of words. Yeah.
That's awesome. Look, the accent is key.
Yeah. Thanks about
it. He isn't Jesus, Sevi. A mistake gets made every once in a while. I hear you. All right. You're a man with a giant, compassionate heart. Well, hey, brother, I really appreciate you coming on. Come on anytime.
Yeah, man.
I love to hear about that stuff. The big takeaway from me is that you see the importance of your job is getting people healthy. At the end of the day, it's about supporting small businesses and getting people healthy. My whole tenure working at CrossFit, I was so proud to tell my kids, like, what do you do? And I'd be like, I'm spreading the most important thing you can give another human being is their health.
Yeah.
And so that's always huge to me, to, if I'm ever feeling bad, be like, well, at least you're talking about health, and people are, hopefully getting you in a community where people are getting healthier and holding each other accountable to that. So that's really awesome. And small business is the fabric of this country and gives people opportunity to grow and become wealthy and enjoy their lives. And so to mix that with health, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you guys having me on. This has been super fun to chit chat and talk about some of this stuff. And, I just appreciate you guys inviting me on, and it's a great conversation.
Thank you. And thank you for fighting for our freedoms, giving those 10 years of your life for that. It means a lot. Never meant shit to me, but now that I have 3 little boys, hugely important.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Thank you.
All right, brother. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Ben.
Cheers.
Bye, guys.
What a great guy. Timm from Wodify. Brendan Rice, Ben rocks. Great conversation, guys. Thank you. Yeah, he is a great guy. That's really what a full life he's lived. Living on the 3rd floor in a condo complex in San Diego and then driving a tractor. That's crazy. This dude's
pretty fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, he's
could be you, but you're stuck in Santa Cruz, dog.
Hey, I'm happy. I live. Yesterday when I was working out, I found an 87-hour. I don't even know if it's 87 hours. I don't know. I just typed in Bible into YouTube. Type in Bible into YouTube and look what you get.
Okay.
And I listened to like Genesis 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't even know there were multiple Genesis. But they were describing the Garden of Eden. I'm like, oh shit, I live in the Garden of Eden. How long is that video? Is it
87 hours, 22 minutes, and 59 seconds. It currently has 846,000 views. It was posted 6 months ago.
Hey, and you know what sucks? So like I got to the 12-minute mark in it, and then I did something and I missed what it was saying. So I went to go rewind it, dude. And it's on Apple TV. Holy shit, dude. Trying to find your spot on an 87-hour video is crazy.
You just go back like an hour and you've only scrolled like an eighth of an inch. Yeah, you're fucked. You're fucked.
24th of an inch. It's crazy. Brent Sanderson, awesome podcast. Thank you. They're all great. Thank you. I humbly accept your compliment.
Yes, of course.
Semper Fi. That's like what Marines say to each other.
That's right. Correct. It's the Marine Corps birthday like next week, I think. So.
Hey, how did you guys? So I think Fergie said it was 250 years.
250 years, United States Marine Corps.
So the Marine Corps is as old as the country. Isn't the country about to have its 250th anniversary?
Yeah, I think they were formed around the same time, almost at the same time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's really cool. I think they're actually.
Is it the first? Are the Marines the first? What's it called? First
military branch. I can't remember if it's them or the Navy, but I think the Navy was formed and then the Marine Corps was. Because I don't know.
Passing of Prop 50 last night will send California to the shitter. So it is a pretty sad state of affairs here in California. Redistricting is so weird, to redistrict to manipulate the votes. I don't know the science behind like real redistricting. Like I don't know. Like my idea would be just like lay over a piece of graph paper over the state and make each little, lay over 435 squares over the state. Is that how many districts we have? How many? Are there 435 congressmen in California? Congress. But it is so wild.
52?
Oh, there's 52 districts? Do they get multiple Congress people? Anyway, it is pretty in the California Congress, it's 18% Republican and 82% Democrat, and the state is like 46% Republican and 52% Democrat. And so it really is it's really a fuck situation. Especially since the communities the people live in are so different. It's so different living in LA versus living in rural California. I think like 90% of the landmass in California is covered with Republicans who live in rural areas, and it's only that 10% that are ruling over the whole state. It's really a fuck situation. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. It's a bad situation. I think that there are states that are even worse. I think I saw something in New Mexico. I don't think that they have one Republican in their state, in their Congress or something like that, and like 40% of the state is Republican. And that type of what's it called, gerrymandering, man, that shit is it is a mess. And our cities, our blue cities in this state are in really, really big trouble. The shit that they're doing, they're just stomping on small businesses. It sucks.
Since day one, Californians have been in the front lines of protecting our communities under attack by Trump administration and his MAGA Republicans.
See, so that's the fucked up part. That whole premise of the parties fighting against each other instead of supporting the Constitution is so fucked. It's so sad that it's come down to this. It's a direct response to a Republican power grab orchestrated by President Trump and the state leaders in Texas. So because Texas fucked itself, now California is going to fuck itself?
Yeah, of course.
God, it's so sad. Oh, so sad. Well, the thing is that, you know, the good news is this. Trump's closer to a Democrat of the 90s than the Democrats today are of Democrats to the 90s. And so hopefully the Democrats kind of like come to their senses at some point. Today at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, the Sport of Fitness podcast will be back. Oh, Heather Lawrence is going to be on there. That's Dave's right-hand man at the CrossFit Games.
Right-hand chick.
And Adrian Conway will be on there. Oh, I thought Adrian Conway was great at Rogue with Sean Woodland. I see people bad-mouthing him. I thought he was fucking fantastic. I loved him. I love him.
I think there were a few things they said I was like, what? But I mean, he was also commentating like all weekend. So I imagine that's just chalk it up to 4 days of talking about working out. But I think generally he did a pretty good job. Yeah.
And Sean Woodland did the strongman too. Those guys were fucking up for a long time. ESPN brought in professional broadcasters to the UFC for like a couple fights, and it was horrible. And they got rid of them so quick. It was horrible when they brought in professional broadcasters. It was a complete fucking unauthentic, fake. It was so fake. It was
just have
horrible.
People they don't know how to they don't know what's going on in the sport. They're not paying attention enough to know like the nuances of each fighter as they're fighting, or like the nuances of the moves that they're doing on people, why they did X, why they did Y. Like that's why you love watching Daniel Cormier commentate these fights. The same with Joe Rogan. Like these people are fighters. They actually practice what they're talking about, and so you want them to.
Or they're crazy passionate. I hate it like when a fighter's just been in the ring for 5 rounds, has the shit beat out of him, wins. He's like, I want to fucking thank my mom. And some commentators like, we want to apologize for the swearing. It's like, hey, go fuck yourself.
Shut up, dude.
Do you not realize this guy was just in the ring for 5 minutes? Like he doesn't need, no one needs to apologize for him.
Fuck out of somebody.
Yeah. Like this isn't a joke what he was doing. Like let him just, yeah. I was so happy. So if you think you have a problem with Adrian Conway commentating that, like, there's like, here's the thing: there's not a lot of people who are better. So just lay off.
I think there was one person you need to point the finger at during that whole weekend, and it was the floor commentator.
The question, those were bad. Conway, not my cup of tea as a broadcaster, and why do they always announce him as a team champion? No one cares. Yeah, the team champion thing got a little old, but whatever. I love him. I think he's great. I could listen to him all day.
He's cool.
He knows a lot of shit. Oh, I need to do that. I need to watch those today. I need to watch those all today. I'm sorry. The behind the scenes episode 1, 2, and 3 are done.
Oh,
and
fuck.
I'm hoping this Saturday I can get Dave to come over to the studio and we can watch them live. And Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. If you have a brand, by the way, and you want to sponsor that, those are going to be huge and have huge numbers. If you want to have a, I don't know how much shit we can sell for you, but if you want brand value and you just want people to get eyeballs on your brand, we can put bumpers or commercials in the middle or whatever for you. But anyway, so hopefully we'll get a live viewing with Dave this Saturday of episode 1. That'll be cool. All right, I want to stay on, but I have to pee. I don't know why I have to pee so bad this morning. I've been pretty good for a couple years. Friday morning's going to be a banger.
Oh, man.
What's Friday morning?
The next Dense update.
Oh.
It's going to be really good.
The guy, the blueprint guy has been DM me this morning.
What's crazy is he DM'd me this morning.
He's arguing his case. I really don't want to like know too much more about it.
I don't care.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm 99% certain he's copy pasting that and sending it along to people.
I'm 53 years old. I've done a lot of crazy shit in my life. You know, I was a small business drug entrepreneur. I've been all over the world. I've been in a lot of hairball situations. I've never asked someone if they're a cop. I don't put myself in any situation where I'm like, "Are you a cop?"
Yeah, no.
I'm like, I don't want to be like, and one of the things he said to me is, he asked the girl if she was a cop or I don't know. I don't want to know too much more about it. It gives me the EBGBs. It gives me the EBGBs that Brian and Patrick had him on. The whole thing, all that shit gives me I just don't want anything to do with.
They had him on after this happened.
I know.
It's like.
And Patrick Clark knows everything.
Hello?
I think Patrick Clark's the most knowledgeable guy in the space. Like he knows a little bit of everything.
Sure,
like he knows so fucking much. He talks to everyone. How did you guys not know that this guy was twisted up in this shit? And the shit that Brian was saying that he had a feeling about this guy that he had to have him on. You get a feeling about like
I got a feeling I want to never touch him with the fucking 10-foot pole.
On Friday, everyone's gonna know all about it. Yeah, I like that dude just needs to like change his name and like get some help and stay away from girls probably.
Did you see that plane crash?
Oh yeah, I did. Beautiful lady with red hair. I missed the political talk, but my neighbors in the National Guard Reserve and was just activated and sent to Memphis for 3 months. I guess they're cleaning up crime as state police.
Is that hair real?
There's no way that I accept it.
What's going on? Is Memphis that bad? I didn't think Memphis was bad.
Holy shit. First time looking at the video of the podcast, Caleb is a Mark's brother.
What? She says, yes, that hair's real. Oh my God, that's insane.
Oh, it is? Oh yeah, that's crazy.
What is a Mark's brother?
The comedians, I think like Groucho Marx and shit.
Yeah, thanks, dude. Real confidence boost going into this job interview. Appreciate that.
What time is that at?
2 hours.
Oh. You'll be fine. Comb your hair, brush your teeth. You'll be good.
All right.
All right. I gotta go potty. Sorry. What's today? Wednesday?
Wednesday.
All right. I think Schweitzer, Sergeant Schweitzer should be on soon. Oh, by the way, Scott's podcast yesterday was short. It was 30 minutes, but he put some really cool perspective on Laura Horvath. At first, I was getting ready to be real defensive and be like, fuck her, dude. She's a bully. She's like no one in the space has ever talked to me the way she's talked to me. She's she's just outright rude. But after listening to him talk, I was like, yeah, okay. Like Scott had a really good, healthy, like, hey, even if you don't like her, like, it's still okay. Like, it doesn't make her bad for the space. And I was like, yeah, okay. Like, all right. Yeah. Like, because I'll be just as excited if she gets ass pounded. So it was cool. Holy shit, I just realized Caleb shaved.
Yep. That happened.
You gonna become working class.
Yeah. Since I've been furloughed, I finally got to get an actual real job.
And so that was good. I like that. Anyway, he should be on today. And then head on over to the CrossFit podcast and watch Chase.
And then apparently also, oh, never mind. That's tomorrow. There's a show tomorrow with Dawn Fall, apparently.
Oh, on the CrossFit podcast?
CrossFit podcast, yep. I think it's supposed to, like, the actual regular CrossFit podcast.
Is that live?
Yeah, it says it will be. It's got the big old live banner around it. I'll pull it up.
Yeah, this someone just sent me this. This has been going around quite a bit. This I don't know. I hate just anything with the fan, but I'm so curious about this. I am so freaking curious about the Rogue Air Rhino.
I'm not curious enough to spend $1,300 on it. I'll tell you that.
Well, it's $1,000 or $1,200 less than a regular belt squat.
And yeah, but I know a regular belt squat works the way that I want it to. So I'm going to just spend the extra money to get a belt squat that I actually know will do what I want it to.
Fair enough.
I don't have $1,300 lying around just to fuck off.
I want to see that thing. There's no video of it yet. I text Bill and I said, "Hey, can I see a video of this thing going in action?" And he said there wasn't one yet.
Oh, there needs to be. I don't know how you're going to sell one if you don't have a video of it.
I like those big wheels it has.
Yeah, I like that Rogue does that with all of their cardio equipment. Like the Echo Bike, the skier, they all have those big oversized turf tires.
Yeah, it's cool. Let's see it in action. I know. I want to see it in action tonight. Or also. Spin tonight, or are they doing the Thursday bullshit again? I'm guessing they moved back to their normal time. You know, by the time I always find out about spin, they're at the end where the game is. And I don't do that. I don't do games. I don't do like Boys Interrupted games and spin. I don't do games. I don't do games. I think Z has been on this show before.
That name sounds familiar. I think she has too.
Did she? You know the guy? What's the original T-shirt company? I don't think they're around anymore. Counterculture or something. I think she used to bang the dude over at Counterculture. I think. And then now she for the last few years she's been really close with CrossFit.
Yeah, she was on our show back when we numbered our shows 2 years ago.
Oh, the good old days.
Now we don't care. We're at like 5,000 shows at this point.
James Hobart. Does that give you some job security if you interview? Oh, yeah. Wow. Oh, I even had the sign then.
Yeah.
What's Sousa's mouth doing?
Licking his lip. Licking his lip. I think I remember her being pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember her being cool too. I think we were trying to do some damage control for Dawn, and we had her on because she went to the affiliate gathering and really liked it. Hey, what do you think about? Did you see the clip of JD Vance and Charlie Kirk's wife hugging?
Don't like it. Do not like that. Don't like that for a fucking second. That is weird. Why
the HR lady at CrossFit one time hugged me. My wife was there, and first she put her hip up against my hip for the hug, totally inappropriate. And then she put her hands on my chest and rested her hands on my chest, and I had a t-shirt on, thin t-shirt, and sat there and talked to me for a second. And I remember thinking, what the fuck was that?
No.
Like no one ever touches my titties.
No, also like
the only people who touch my titties is like someone like will just like slap them around. Like Taylor will see me and slap a titty or something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
If you're the only person who would hug me like that is my wife. If she put her fingernails and like started like scratching the nape of my neck and like just
you're
like
getting the D. If you touch the back of my head, you're getting the D.
Dude, yeah, for sure.
And then he put his hands on her. Just imagining doing that to a girl, putting my hands on her hips. Like, hey, dude, the only hip, like if I'm putting my hands on your hips, it's to hold you in place while I fucking skewer you.
If I'm hugging somebody that's not my wife, it's an over-under. It's one on top, one underneath, and we hug like that. Or if you're a dude, we dap it up and I give you around the side. If I'm hugging another woman, it's an over under. No fucking shot.
That was a trip.
That was not cool.
That was
I saw a meme. It was like fuck, marry, kill. It was JD Vance, fuck, marry, kill, and it was marry his current wife, fuck Charlie Kirk's widow, and then kill Charlie Kirk.
Oh geez.
History.
I really like JD Vance's wife.
Yeah,
I like
really?
her a lot. Yeah, a lot.
Okay. I don't think I know her enough to, or I haven't seen her enough to.
She's
give
hot
some sort
and
of-
she's smart.
That's cool. I mean, she is
Yeah.
pretty hot. I'll give her that.
All right. That's it. Oh, Janelle Winston, she hugged Vance's wife the same way. Damn. All right. Cleared.
Thruple.
All clear.
Weird, man. So weird.
The hottest Sevy has ever looked was doing pull-ups at Dave's Ranch. God, I was so drunk. So drunk. That was one of those drunks that I didn't even like how drunk I was. All right. I mean, can you imagine a dude putting his hand on your hips? I'd be like, dude, what the fuck? Immediately.
That's not out of the ordinary.
I was in the Air Force. That's normal.
Yeah,
that would be the end of
dude.
that would be the end of our friendship.
Really?
I'm an over hugger. If I like you, if you're a douche, you get a one-arm side hug. Yeah, you can't just be putting those things on. Like, not everyone can be getting.
Yeah, not everybody can be graced with
a front hug from Jenny. Jesus Christ,
God damn.
I need to put an ice pack on my neck after just thinking about it. No, it doesn't matter if he's behind you or in front of you. You don't put your hands on another man's hips. Ever. I'd rather I'd rather ball tap him.
We're usually more of a grabbing community. We're not tapping, we're grabbing.
That's why jiu-jitsu is so fucking weird. Jiu-jitsu is
Super gay.
weird. It's the training is so weird. I'm so glad I don't do it. Hips from behind. Yeah, no hips from. It's just I don't know why. It's just too intimate.
At least you're not staring them in the eyes. That's the nice part about it, I guess.
Oh boy, Jenny's in full fucking private detective mode.
It's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh my god.
Jeez Louise. All right. You can hear my son playing the drums. I'm gonna play a Big Bottom Woman or Keeps the Rockin' World Go Round for my son tonight and see if he wants to play the drums to that.
That'd be sick. That'd be really cool if he did that.
Oh, Joseph Ramirez, now she has to hug everyone the same to take the attention away from the Vance embrace. Fair enough.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, wrestling is weird. Junk is exposed. Yeah, the wrestling is so weird. Wrestling is so weird.
Singlets. Yeah, singlets should not be allowed. I know that's like kind of the thing, but fuck, man.
There's this big black guy that's like all over my YouTube feed. He's a collegiate wrestler. He's just fucking killing it right now. And anytime I watch one of his videos, my eyes immediately go to his fucking junk, his wrestling. It's crazy. Yeah. I was just like, oh God, if I had to step in the ring with this guy, I would be like, what the fuck?
I'd cry. Watch him get north-south on you, you're fucked.
I mean, that thing
taking a mouthful of cock and getting pinned.
Yeah, that thing is just crazy on him. Yeah, powerlifting's fine, but it's like I don't know. I prefer. I don't want. Anyway, I'm done. Okay. Love you guys. See you later on today. Don't forget Schweitzer and Chase Ingram and Spin today. All right. Bye bye.